Today's episode is about the Apache, a machine that comes in fast, hits hard, and vanishes before the enemy has a chance to react. What'd you think of? The attack helicopter? Not this time. We're talking about the A-36 Apache, an American strike aircraft. Let's climb into the cockpit. This aircraft will probably look familiar to fans of World War II aviation, but it's not quite your usual Mustang. In performance, it's closest to the P-51C-10, just with a weaker engine. Takeoff thrust is only about 1,500 horsepower. Sounds decent enough until you remember that the aircraft's dry weight is 3.5 tons. That anemia is obvious from the very first flight. Maneuverability is worse than on the fighter version. Climb rate feels sluggish, and overall acceleration leaves a lot to be desired. The A-36 falls behind its sibling in almost every way, which is logical, but still sad. On the other hand, its battle rating is lower than any P-51, which means easier opponents. So don't write it off. It just needs the right approach. The most interesting part is its forward armament. In the base configuration, the attacker carries 6 50 cal Brownings. Notice that 2 of them are mounted in the nose under the engine. It's a fairly rare layout for single-engine piston aircraft. But that's only the beginning, because the A-36 can take gun pods into battle. 4 more Brownings on top, and now you've got a 10-gun battery. For such an early aircraft, that's some ridiculous firepower. Its total ammunition is just over 3,000 rounds, so you can hold the trigger down without mourning every bullet that flies into empty air. Belt choice is simple. Take the universal one if you want tracers and easier correction, or the stealth one if you prefer the enemy to realize their flight is over a little too late. Though, honestly, they'll be surprised either way. That many Brownings simply tear targets apart. They're accurate and have great reach too, so you can start landing hits from very respectable distances. Air combat in the Apache begins the classic way, by climbing. Try to hold an indicated airspeed of 270 to 280 kilometers an hour. You probably won't end up above everyone, so it's best to offset to the side right away and avoid becoming the first target. Your main tactics are head-ons and fire support for your teammates. If you see an enemy tied up in a fight, swoop in and cash in that firepower fast. But avoid fair duels. Even the regular Mustang isn't famous for amazing turn performance. And this version's weaker engine and external pods make the situation even worse. If things get dangerous, your best escape is a dive. The aircraft accelerates well and can withstand speeds up to 850 kilometers an hour, making this the safest way to disengage and save the plane. In combined battles, things are a bit more complicated. The aircraft carries 2 500-pound bombs, so it won't exactly wipe out half the enemy team in one sortie. But at this low battle rating, there are plenty of light and open-top targets, and that's where the machine guns take center stage again. The overall impression is unusual. This isn't a classic fighter, and it isn't a full-fledged attacker either. It's something in between. And the aircraft really does live up to its name. Not by hovering over the battlefield, but by appearing out of nowhere, dumping a storm of lead and disappearing again, leaving only wreckage behind. So yes, it is an Apache, just a slightly different one.